Let's get you some more breaking news now coming in. The centre is celebrating the Tiranga, but the NC leader has called it mere drama, saying this is just a diversionary tactic by the centre. Reaction coming in from the NC at a time when the BJP has asked for a Har Ghar Tiranga, an event to celebrate the tricolour in the run-up to the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Prime Minister Modi also taking to Twitter today, asking people to ensure that they hoist the tricolour at their homes. In a reaction coming in from the NC, they're calling it nothing but a diversionary tactic by the BJP.
पहली बात यह है कि पॉलिटिक्स में पहली दफा मैं देख रहा हूं कि तिरंगे के ऊपर राजनीति हो रही है, और तिरंगे के ऊपर राजनीति वो कर रहे हैं जिन्होंने तिरंगा को कभी अपनाया ही नहीं। यहाँ इश्यूज तो और भी है ना, इशू तो महंगाई है, इशू तो बेरोजगारी है। ये लोगों की तवज्जो डाइवर्ट करने के लिए तिरंगे की तरफ ले गए। तो तिरंगा जो ऐसी कोई चीज है नहीं, बिल्कुल ड्रामाबाजी है। ये क्या नाम है, नेशनलिज्म, इससे नहीं चलेगा। नेशनलिज्म चलेगा जम्मू कश्मीर में अगर तिरंगा है तो तिरंगा, इसके बगैर भी हर एक आदमी अपने घर से खुद झंडा बना के अपने घर में ले।
So the opposition not really showing the spirit of unity. Pradeep Datta is joining us over the phone line. Pradeep, not very surprising, the NC not extending its support for the celebration of Independence Day in a grand way as the BJP plans Har Ghar Tiranga program. The NC calling it just a drama.
That's really unfortunate that National Conference is calling it a drama, not realizing that the question of tricolour can't be dramatic because everybody knows it's like insulting and rubbing salt on the wounds of all those family members of martyrs who sacrificed their life for the country. I often say, if we see the tricolour fluttering, it's not because of the blowing, it's because of the supreme sacrifice of the soldiers who stand like a rock on the border or who are trying to politicize this issue. This is not first time when the opposition party leaders have tried to politicize the issue related to. We have seen that how they have tried to politicize valor of troops, how they have called a surgical strike a political strike, how they in fact raised several questions after a Galwan attack also. And now the same thing they are doing on the Har Ghar Tiranga, not realizing, because people in Jammu and Kashmir very well understand what Tiranga is all about. How many families have lost their hair in Germany, how many kids have lost their fathers because of this Tiranga, because all they wanted to see tricolour fluttering. And when you see the tricolour fluttering, your chest swells with pride and you feel so good. And I think a very tight slap was given into the faces of these politicians by who went out on a bikers rally, and they will be hoisting the tricolour at Lal Chowk, the place the separatist ones used to call short, and after that they'll be going to Kargil, where also they are going to hoist tricolour. Reason is that they are going to remember the supreme sacrifice of all those soldiers who were able to take out those Pakistani intruders and Pakistani Faujis who were entrenched deep inside the country in Indian territory to safeguard every inch of the country. So that is really unfortunate and insulting also that they are mocking at the Har Ghar Tiranga. Prime Minister rightly said this is going to deepen the connect between the people and the people of the country with the Tiranga. Because when we talk about Tiranga, we are talking about valor. When we are talking about Tiranga, we are talking about supreme sacrifice. When we are talking about Tiranga, we are inspiring and motivating youngsters also to serve their motherland, India. So I think this is more than that. It's not only about hoisting tricolour or raising tricolour on each and every house. It's more than that. It's something that sentiment and the emotion which opposition party leaders have failed to understand so far.
Absolutely, Pradeep. Thank you for joining us with those details. But of course, it's not new to the national conference as well. We've seen similar reactions also coming in from the NC chief.
हर घर में तिरंगा कैसे देखते इसको? सर हर घर में तिरंगा कैसे देखते इसको?
So that's the reaction coming in from the National Conference. Pradeep, coming back to you, for the National Conference, this is not really the first time such a reaction is coming in. Previously, as well, a reaction coming in from Farooq Abdullah as well, who had insulted the tricolour. Now as well, refusing to be a part of a movement that the entire country is going to be a part of.
Yes, you're absolutely right. This is not first time when the national conference has insulted tricolor. We have seen a similar kind of a statement coming from PDP leadership also in the past. He said that after the vision of Article 370, there will be nobody to hold tricolor in their hand. But in reality, winds of change have already started going. We have seen that how youngsters are coming out with the tricolor and they are hoisting tricolor at Lal Chowk. The same place where Gilani, Yasin Malik and other separatist leaders used to call shots because no Indian was allowed to raise the tricolor. That's the change which we are seeing. And that's the change, in fact, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is talking about when he was today tweeting about this thing. Har Ghar Tiranga, 20 crore people having Tiranga on their houses, sending a message loud and clear that we are for India and Indians will ensure that they will stand like a rock with the Faujis who are there on the border, standing like a wall, taking bullets from their body, ensuring that this tricolor remains flourishing. The flourishing of tricolor is not only about the cloth flourishing. It is also about the spirit. It's also about sentiment. It's about the emotion of 1.3 billion people associated with it. Whosoever is going to mock at this thing, they are in fact insulting 1.3 billion people of the country. I think they have to understand.
Okay.
Both national
all right.
and
Pradeep, in fact, this is a political controversy that's going to continue. The BJP, of course, calling out the opposition for refusing to be a part of this movement. Thank you for joining us with those details. We're shifting our focus.